What's up, YouTube? Back for another reaction. Now we are doing celebrities who were outraged by animated versions of themselves by Screen Rant. I will leave a couple of links in the description below for Screen Rant's channel and for this video. I've already seen and reacted to this video because I didn't get the intro recorded properly for some reason. I only caught the tail end of it. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I really loved watching this, it was good. So yeah, get ready to jump in.
Thanks to the good old First Amendment and free speech, animated shows have the ability to parody just about anyone and anything. From South Park to The Simpsons, we've seen all types of celebrity parodies over the years. Some a little more harsh than others. Of course, we would all love to know what the actual celebrities think of these portrayals, and some of them were pretty much outraged.
I don't need that. Ain't gonna happen to me. You understand?
From lawsuits being filed to some angry rants, check out celebrities like J-Lo and Tom Cruise who couldn't stand their animated counterparts. Kanye West has had a long career with some outlandish moments in the media, and South Park aimed to capture all of this with the 2009 episode Fish Sticks.
Hey man, I'm a genius, alright? I'm the most talented musician in the world!
In the episode, a corny joke about fish sticks goes viral, and everyone in America thinks the joke is funny. Everyone but Kanye West. The portrayal of Kanye comes off as egotistical, pompous, and pretty unaware of his own public perception. Something that many people have pointed out over the years.
Yeah.
Naturally, Kanye couldn't just ignore the hype surrounding the episode and decided to post a blog post that felt longer than the episode itself.
Shut up!
Kanye goes on about how his feelings were hurt and he's trying to tone down his ego. Instead of balking at the animated industry, West decided to give his own animated self a voice with a role on the Cleveland show where he played a rapper by the name of Kanye West. Jennifer Lopez has been a pop culture sensation since the 90s, and over the years, she has been lampooned in all types of media, but especially animation. One of the earliest animated forms of J-Lo came on the classic MTV series, Celebrity Deathmatch. J-Lo's episode of the show featured the actress going one-on-one against Dolly Parton in a battle of the butt versus the chest. After seeing the episode, Lopez wasn't mad about the character design or all the butt jokes. She was pretty angry at the voice of the character.
Wow, I can't believe I did it!
The voice sounded nothing like Lopez, and she would have probably enjoyed it more if they had a more accurate voice playing the role. It's just too bad J-Lo didn't voice her own character, as it would have made the episode even better. Don't worry, folks, we're not done with J-Lo yet. Her poor voice imitation on Celebrity Deathmatch was nothing compared to the way she was portrayed on South Park. To be honest, this whole list could be made up of South Park appearances. In the 2003 episode Fat Butt and Pancake Head, Cartman decides to celebrate Latino culture in the arts by making a Jennifer Lopez hand puppet he calls Ms. Lopez. Cartman then proceeds to use the puppet throughout the whole episode and even records songs at the mall using the puppet's voice. There's also a point where Ben Affleck falls in love with the puppet and leaves J-Lo for Cartman's hand. Yeah, the whole thing was pretty surreal, but out of everything, all anyone really remembers are the J-Lo parody songs about tacos. Well, Lopez didn't take too kindly to these songs. Apparently, rumors began spreading that anyone on Lopez's movie sets who began singing the taco song would be fired immediately. South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone constantly heard reports that so many people were fired because of J-Lo and her hatred of the South Park episode. Of course, a little celebrity backlash never stopped South Park, and the Ms. Lopez hand puppet ended up returning back in future episodes and as a part of a South Park video game. Over the years, Family Guy's tackled everything from C-list celebrities to politicians. So, when show creator Seth MacFarlane decided to do an AMA on Reddit, fans pounced at the chance to ask him about his celebrity encounters over the years. The response for the worst reaction to his show came from actor Adrien Brody. And, well, his anger at the episode makes sense, considering the way he was taunted by the show. When Meg goes to a 3D movie, the feature presentation is Adrien Brody doing sit-ups. Well, the only 3D aspect of the moment is his large nose, which protrudes through the movie screen over and over again. MacFarlane didn't go into great detail, simply stating that he met Brody at a party and the actor was not amused.
I hope there's no hard feelings. And essentially the upshot was, well, there are.
Just imagine that awkward encounter. The funny part is that McFarlane explained on Andy Cohen's talk show that he was actually trying to compliment the actor on his movie Splice, and things didn't go so smoothly.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan is a wrestling legend who spent years making pop culture headlines and even had his own reality show entitled Hogan Knows Best. The wrestler has been animated numerous times before, including the 2-season run of Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. But when you decide to animate Hogan without his permission, the former WWE champion is gonna run wild on you and take you straight to court. Hogan's problem wasn't actually with a television show or movie, but rather with the cereal Cocoa Pebbles. In a commercial for the breakfast treat, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble take on a pro wrestler who goes by the name of Bulk Boulder. The character has the look and design of the classic Hulk Hogan, but never actually says anything throughout the whole commercial. Despite this, Hogan and his lawyers filed a cease and desist letter against the makers of the cereal for using his likeness without permission. Nothing ended up happening in the courts, but we cannot imagine the case going too far considering how many courts have protected the First Amendment and the ability for various forms of media to parody public figures. Way back in the 1930s, Warner Brothers released 2 cartoons, Bingo Crosbyana and Let It Be Me. Both cartoons featured a caricature of the singer Bing Crosby, first showing him as a fly in Bingo Crosbyana and then a rooster in Let It Be Me. The animated characters were smooth-talking crooners, just like the real Bing Crosby, singing songs and wowing the female characters. Either way, Bing Crosby was not happy with his portrayal and wanted Warner Brothers to stop airing the episodes. Crosby not only was upset at the imitation of his voice and likeness, but he took it so far as to declare a decimation of character. One of the main reasons? The fly character Bingo encounters a spider and hides from the imposing insect until all the other flies stop the spider. Bing felt like the episode portrayed him as cowardly, despite being an animated fly of all things. Unfortunately for the singer, Warner Brothers won out on the case, and for years they've continued to air both Bingo Crosbyana and Let It Be Me. The Simpsons typically don't have to make fun of celebrities and use different voices because it's hard to picture an episode lately where a celebrity doesn't actually appear.
Well, Mr. Mammoth, why don't you learn how to write a script?
There is one actor who has felt left out of the loop and took The Simpsons to court over it. Frank Severo is known for movies like Goodfellas and The Godfather Part 2, basically taking on the role of an Italian mobster. Well, The Simpsons' town of Springfield also has its own mafia, and there's a henchman named Louie who has made frequent appearances on the show. Severo took offense to the character of Louie, saying The Simpsons used his likeness without permission, and the character is clearly based off the actor. Ending in a win for Homer Simpson, the lawsuit went through the courts, but the judge ultimately decided on the side of The Simpsons.
We tried to stop the kid, but he wouldn't quit. It was like he went crazy.
Citing the First Amendment, the character Louie may have a slight resemblance to Severo, but he was Simpsonized. Yep, a judge actually said that the Simpsons form of parody is perfectly okay when celebs get Simpsonized. Time to add that section to the law school books. In the episode Peterotica, Peter and Quagmire visit an adult video and supply shop where the characters question how the place actually stays clean. And then, in a quick cutaway gag that the show is known for, we see Carol Burnett's janitor character performing a sketch as she goofily cleans the floor. Back in 2006, we cannot imagine Burnett was watching Family Guy on a weekly basis, but eventually the actress did see the episode in question because in 2007 she sued the show. Burnett claimed the show stole the janitor character she created and sued 20th Century Fox for copyright infringement. Once again, the animated shows win the day thanks to the First Amendment.
Yeah, you break all the rules,
There we go.
Family Guy is able to do all the Carol Burnett parodies they want. Despite the win for Family Guy, the judge in the case did try to get a few insults in on behalf of the Burnett side, stating that anything Burnett does is far more creative than Family Guy. Ouch. T.J. Miller has had his fair share of controversies over the years, but we never expected things to get so crazy for the star and his film The Emoji Movie.
You're embarrassed of me.
In a bizarre Twitter rant, TJ Miller doesn't seem to cope so well with the critics of the Emoji Movie. Aside from fan reactions, the movie itself only got a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes and was a big swing and a miss for many. For his rant, Miller went into a tirade over the film and maybe not so much his animated character meh, but the movie as a whole. He ranted on about how people are saying he's the worst and he just did the movie to collect checks. The rant gets a little too vulgar for YouTube standards here, but things did not end well, and Miller ended up deleting the tweets shortly after posting them.
So let me be perfectly honest with you. Your behavior was boorish.
Even though he tried to cover things up after a couple of days and claim it was all a joke, there was still a lot of truth to his anger and emotional outburst due to the animated film. If there is one person who doesn't like South Park, it's Tom Cruise. The actor was mercifully parodied in the classic episode Trapped in the Closet, and the actor didn't respond lightly either.
It's me, Tom Cruise!
In the episode, the show's creators take on Tom Cruise, Scientology, and rumors about his preference for guys.
Tom Cruise locked himself in my closet and he won't come out.
Whether any of these accusations are true or not, millions of viewers tuned in and Cruise wasn't too happy. He chose to take on a more passive-aggressive approach to the show's content, though.
Little boy, you don't understand how serious this is.
He hit them where it hurts, with South Park's parent company, Paramount Pictures. Paramount also distributes the Mission Impossible movies, and rumors persisted that Cruise absolutely refused to do any press or promotion for Mission Impossible 3 if Trapped in the Closet aired again. Well, just a few weeks later, the episode was pulled and replaced with an older one. Despite this, many people have denied Cruise's involvement, but Matt Stone and Trey Parker stood by their story creation. The episode now has been in reruns numerous times and is available on the official South Park website. Bill Murray has been very selective of his movie roles over the years, so it was quite a shock when 20th Century Fox decided to release the live-action version of Garfield, and Murray was the voice of the cat. Even more surprising may be the fact that Murray even returned for a sequel, although that one was probably just part of his contract and the paycheck to record a few lines might have been pretty nice as well. Anyway, Murray's role in Garfield wasn't something he focuses on, brags about, or even really defends. He was probably a little outraged, though, because of how he got duped into the role, in a mistake that was really no one's but his own. When Murray signed on for Garfield, he didn't bother to read much of the script and saw the name Joel Coen on the cover. Assuming it was Joel Coen of the infamous Coen brothers duo, Murray agreed to do the movie. Only instead, he began working with the writer of Cheaper by the Dozen instead of Fargo. Yikes.
You're probably just having a midlife crisis.
No.
There sure are some crazy court cases in the world of media, and one of them may involve a guy known as Johnny Bananas. On the HBO show Entourage, the character Johnny Chase gets a role on an animated series by the name of Johnny Bananas. The show within a show follows a bunch of apes, and the content doesn't really matter because the problem here all stems from just the name. Over the years, MTV has featured John Devenanzio on a variety of their reality shows, including The Real World and The Challenge. Through this time, he developed the nickname Johnny Bananas, and has turned the whole thing into a brand. Well, Johnny went bananas when he saw what Entourage did with his dedicated nickname. So, he filed a suit. The guy was past the 1-year deadline to file a claim against the show, but the judge wasn't finished there. Even if the Johnny Bananas versus Johnny Bananas case moved forward, the MTV version of Bananas would have lost because he had no merit filing a claim against a nickname. Imagine how mad he would have been if the rumored Johnny Bananas animated spin-off actually went forward on HBO as planned.
No, Jesus, no!
Sometimes, it's not the celebrity parodies that offend actors, but rather the actors who have voiced characters for a long time. Take, for example, longtime character actor Patrick Warburton. The Seinfeld and Scream 3 star voices Joe on Family Guy, but one time enough was enough. There was a controversial script that Warburton was angry over and refused to be a part of the episode unless it was changed. The script itself didn't have to do with Joe's handicap condition or his career as a cop. In typical Family Guy style, it had to do with one of Family Guy's signature cutaway gags. This one focused on Jesus. Warburton didn't find any humor in the script and felt like the scene was just made to offend a whole group of religious people rather than provide any laughs. Thankfully, the gag was cut, Joe was kept in the episode, and Warburton was able to get his concerns heard. He may not be a main part of the Griffin family, but Joe has been a core part of the show since the first season. In the long history of Scooby-Doo, there have been two actors who helped define the role of Shaggy. The first was radio personality Casey Kasem, and the second was Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard did a whole lot more than just star in the 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies, as he played the role of Shaggy through multiple TV series, direct-to-video movies, and video games like LEGO Dimensions. He played the role of Shaggy for almost 20 years and helped define the modern-day character. So, what made him so outraged? When Warner Brothers announced their new animated movie, and Matthew Lillard wasn't a part of the cast. Will Forte is filling the role of Shaggy in the movie Scoob, along with other actors like Zac Efron and Gina Rodriguez. Lillard could have gracefully bowed out from his time as Shaggy, but the main problem was that he found out through Twitter and random movie news websites rather than getting a formal notice from Warner Brothers. Not only did Lillard get the unceremonious boot as Shaggy, but Frank Welker was brought back as Scooby. The big mystery that remains is, will Shaggy's new voiceover actor live up to Lillard's brilliance? If you want to make an impact, then you gotta target some of the biggest celebs of all time. And South Park pulled no punches in the very first season of their show. Their target? Barbra Streisand.
I'm Barbra Streisand!
The singer was transformed into an animated robot simply known as Mecha Streisand, also the title of the episode. Of course, Barbra Streisand probably wasn't very fond of her presentation in the episode and has spoken out against South Park because of it. After an interview, Streisand decided to throw Beavis and Butthead into the mix, saying exactly this. I wonder if shows like South Park and Beavis and Butthead don't add to the cynicism and negativity in our culture, especially in children. These youngsters are formulating their attitudes, and maybe they come away feeling that any woman who dares to accomplish something is the incarnation of self-centeredness and greed. And that would be very unfortunate, especially for young girls. And with that quote, South Park backed off and became a more wholesome show. Yeah, just kidding. They went at Babs even more in future episodes and the South Park movie. You speak out against the show and they will do even more to get under your skin. Phew, cartoons love making fun of celebs. What moment did you think was the funniest? Which one was the most offensive? Any great ones we missed? Well, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to...
Okay, thank you for watching, like he said. And if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, push the notification bell. You'll be notified next video comes on. Go to the comment section, let me know what you think. And yeah, I am out of here.